ask you about is there any thoughts on Japanese English teaching system? Like system, do you have like those curriculum, like a program that you need to follow when you teaching English to them?
Yes. So from my experience, there's only one book that I teach from. There's like a Speak Up Now book that we use, and I believe that in their regular English class with just the Japanese teacher, they're going over their different lessons, and they kind of use that book as a reference. Like there's probably an expanded book that they use, but by the time they get to me, I'm like implementing those lessons into spoken word lessons. So what we'll do is we'll read dialogue together. I'll usually get like student volunteers, who wants to read with me. You can be this character, I'll be this character. We read the dialogue, we'll answer questions, and then kind of go into making up their own sentences. And like I'll give them an example, I'll read it to them, reread together. But the curriculum itself, I know that it's extensive, but these are elements of maybe high school ALT culture that it's like, okay, this is what we would like you to do, and we're gonna handle all this other stuff. And so I just let it be. I'm like, okay, if this is how this is supposed to go, or this is what is most normal, then we do it that way. And then usually, which I'm hoping to do it like as soon as we get back, we can do like specialty lessons. So anytime there's like an American holiday coming up or something that I feel is relevant to what we're doing in class, I'll just ask one of my JTs, hey, this holiday is coming up, or in America right now, students are maybe talking about this, or this is what we would do. Is there a way that I can incorporate this into the English lesson? And usually it is a yes. Like they love when I'm able to kind of bring something new to the material. But for the most part, I know that that's what my class uses. We use like this specific book, but every school is different. Like I don't know what other ALTs use at the different high schools, but we tend to use that one. And then we just go from there. I try to make things sound as natural as possible, but there are some instances where I'm like, ooh, like this sentence is not a natural English sentence. Maybe it's grammatically correct, but I know that I don't speak like speak like this in the real world. And that's another thing too. Me being African American and teaching my students is special to me because there are just certain ways that growing up that I spoke that is not, it's not perfect English, right? We have our own vernacular that we use from day to day that not all Americans use. So not only am I giving them like an American ALT experience, I'm giving them a Black African American experience. So there are just certain ways that I speak to them casually that is special and unique for me. And I like to teach them. Like they teach me little slang words or like just little pop culture things. And so I want to share that with them too. And I'm hoping that I can find a way to put this in a lesson, but I want to cater like a Thanksgiving, like what my Thanksgiving meals look like. I want to get that catered for them to try. So no gratin. We're gonna do macaroni. No offense, gratin, but it's not baked macaroni and cheese. Like I want to find a way to do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I have tons of students. So everybody just get Japanese sample size. So
But you have to say it loud that gratin and the mac and cheese is completely different.
it's completely different. It gives me the fix that I need, if that makes sense. Like it's your macaroni fix. It's the equivalent for everybody back home. It's the equivalent of like almost like Velveeta. Are you guys familiar with Velveeta?
Velveeta.
Velveeta.
Velveeta is like instant macaroni. It's like
Oh.
macaroni you can get out of like a box, and then you squeeze the cheese. You boil the noodles and you squeeze the cheese and mix
Oh,
it
that
up.
the blue box?
Yeah, yeah.
We
she
cook
knows
it
Velveeta.
before
Yeah.
at my house in Naha.
Huh?
箱に入ってるマッケンチーズのインスタントあるさ。 Akane
お湯と混ぜるやつ。
instant mac and cheese.
Yeah, instant mac and cheese. That's basically what gratin is, but it is good, and I've eaten it several times because I'm like, oh, I just want some baked macaroni. But I try to include different elements of my culture into the lessons too, so it's not just the same thing every day.
I think it's great you try to teach them like real, culture and
Yeah.
slang and language and everything, because we've been studying English for a long time, but it's like we can never speak like native speakers. Like,
Well, your guys'
you know,
English is great to me. It sounds amazing.
but we didn't follow the like high school
Mm.
curriculum, We studied by ourselves, like
Okay.
going abroad, talking to Americans, try to speak out
Mm.
on podcasts or something.
Yeah.
So it's like following the school programs, they can never like speak fluently
Mm.
like American people. Like
Yeah.
it's so difficult. Japanese
I'm
English
learning.
program is not good, I think.
I'm learning that English is well, and that's so there's just like certain observations that I've made. So even like outside of the school, it's almost like how can I say this? Like I remember learning letter sounds and just how to say words as a kid. So I don't know. I'm not an ALT that works municipal, so I'm not with the younger kids. I don't know what that looks like, but it seems like a lot of by the time they get to high school, there are just certain sounds or phrases that don't sound as natural, and I don't know. I understand English is difficult. I'm learning as a native English speaker that English is very difficult for people who are not native speakers or people who are trying. So I'm always giving my students grace, and for those that are very good at comprehending, because I have a ton of students where their comprehension is great.
Yeah.
Like I can ask them something in English or just casual. I see my students a lot in public. I should probably mention that whether I'm on the monorail or it'll just be some of the most randomest places too. I'm like, I can't escape you guys. And so they'll come and they don't have a problem coming up to me. They usually always see me first, so I'm just like shocked. And then they'll just they well, sometimes they don't say anything. They're just kind of staring, smiling. They'll find me and then they'll just kind of like, and I'm
Staring at
like,
you.
konnichiwa, like, daijoubu, are you okay? Like, do you need something? Do you need some help? And I think they're just happy and excited and maybe shocked to see me, but because maybe they don't see their other teachers that often. But it seems like there's some type of misstep with maybe just learning letter sounds or I don't know, inflection too, because I think English speakers, we kind of go up and down. Like, even in this conversation, I'm over here and I'm up there, like, where that maybe Japanese language is not always, we're not always dancing around when we're speaking Japanese, but in English. And that can just be some people's personality too. There are people who speak English that they're not all over the place, or it's just a lot to take in. And I think regardless, if they study hard, they can get it. Like I've had a few students, test out. They're getting, I always say it wrong. Is it Eken? I want to call it Eken. Eken?
Aiken?
Aiken.
Yeah.
Okay. Still got it wrong. Aiken. One student, I had worked with him for a few weeks and he got the second level. So he's almost first level, right? So his English is very good, but he's still very apprehensive, like, or just kind of, I'm like, no, your English is so good. And even when he passed it, the way our office is set up, the room that I teach in is connected to our office space. So sometimes students will go in and they'll use it. And he poked his head out and he was like, "Oh, Eddie Sensei, I passed." And then he walked back in, and I'm like so excited for him, and he's just like, I passed. I'm like, you need
He's
to
shy.
celebrate. Yeah, like we need to have a party. Like this is a huge accomplishment, but
Mm.
you know, I don't know if that answers the
No,
question.
no, no. That's the typical
it-
Japanese
yeah.
student. I think they
Yeah.
comprehend the things, but they are not, you know,
They don't
being shy to speak
Mm.
up. I was like
Yeah.
that too.
like Japanese students are good at writing and reading.
Yeah, writing is
but
great.
Speaking is a weakness, I
Mm.
think, because they don't have more opportunities to speak. Like
Yeah.
naturally with native speakers.
Yeah, and we'll typically have like little speaking tests in the classroom, but I think that for the most part, I try to make it fun, you know. And there are certain words that are difficult. There are many Japanese words that are very difficult for me to say. So if they can get through it, you know, they do their best. Hey, you get it, you get your stamp, you get your points. So I know I want them to just work on their shyness, because I tell them all the time, Eddie Sensei is shy. I'm shy too. Like, or I was a shy student. I wasn't always raising my hand or you know putting myself out there. I'm like, it's okay, but it's funny seeing them be so shy in class, but then I know them outside of class if they're doing like sports or
They're not shy.
no, not
And
at
they
all.
speak
I'm like,
Japanese, right?
oh my gosh, like I just saw you dancing, like you, or they're doing
They're just afraid of making mistake.
yeah. I'm like, it's okay.
そうかも。
そうだと思う。They always think they need to be perfect.
Yeah,
It's a very Japanese way.
Yeah.
Not only for, speaking English.
but they're excellent. Like I said, my students, they're angels.
I feel like
Angels.
Japanese people don't say I can speak English perfectly until they get to certain levels. But foreigners, they say I can speak Japanese, I can speak Spanish. Even-
That's it.
And
Yeah.
then-
Yeah.
I
Whoa.
know.
So
Right.
it's like
No, there's so many different